Welcome back. Today we are on the Explore part of Psalm 19, the last part in our Pathway study together. And so I just wanted to encourage you today with the very first one on page 52. It says, find a place where you can shut out distractions, choose somewhere quiet, away from TV, internet, even away from other people. Leave your phone or tablet in another room and avoid the urge to check it. And I think there's a couple questions on this page, a couple things that can help us with some specific stuff from Psalm 19. But I actually felt like that first thing, just describing how to find a quiet place away from distraction to talk to God, might be the most valuable thing you take from this whole study. In fact, the guys that I've been kind of studying through this with, we've talked a little bit about how to make that possible. And part of what I want for us, and I think what I want for you, is that the end of this study guide is not the end of your journey in prayer. I hope it has been a meaningful next step, maybe even a meaningful first step in just learning how to enjoy talking to God, how to hear Him in ways that make it feel alive for you from the day to day. And some of the ways that I know we've seen that with my own friends in that group is that there's some really practical things that help us do that. So a couple of us have talked about what does it look like in the morning that when I first wake up, I don't read the news on my phone yet. It's amazing how much self-control it takes not to start the day by looking at something on my phone until I've had a chance to read something from His Word, like Psalm 19 describes, to talk to Him about it a little bit. In my own life, I found that if I get up early, I'm going to make time for this, and I walk downstairs and I lay down on the couch to pray, then I fall back asleep. So sometimes it's just as practical as, for me, stand up to pray, walk around or go for a run to pray. It may be different for all of us, but whatever it is that helps you kind of focus in that moment. I've heard a number of people kind of through this journey over the last few weeks say that one of the things that helps them is actually to pray out loud. And I know that can sound strange at first, which is part of why it might be good to find a place you're not around other people. But it helps when my mind is all over the place and I'm thinking about what I got to do today and what I got to do tomorrow and what I could have done yesterday. And my mind can distract me from prayer, that praying out loud can actually help me stay focused. One guy in my group even talked about writing down his prayers, organizing his thoughts by writing it out so he can kind of present that to God. And so I would encourage you to find those rhythms, kind of find those guardrails that help you get into a regular rhythm of talking to God this way. Because the last few verses of this Psalm 19, I actually want to let this be our prayer together. Whether you're in a place where you can't be distracted right now, or whether you're just watching this video and trying to take in a little bit of something to encourage you for the day, I love the way that David ends this, because what he describes in verse 12, he says, "Who can understand his errors? Cleanse me from secret faults. Keep back your servant also from presumptuous sins. Let them not have dominion over me. Then I shall be blameless, and I shall be innocent of great transgression." You realize he's just painted this whole picture of the God of the universe, that the heavens declare God's glory, that the Word, the Bible, speaks God's truth directly into our lives. And then he realizes that part of what he needs is still forgiveness, help for the faults, the errors that we don't even always know when we're doing it, that we can be blind to our own things, and yet that God can help us even with those. That he's asking for forgiveness even from presumptuous sins, from the secret things that maybe I'm not even aware of, or maybe I've kept secret from others, that the same God who created the universe, that wrote this book, wants to help us in those places, heal us in those places. And then it says, "Then I shall be blameless." Not because I've lived up to that perfectly, but in these very words, because God has cleansed me. We know from our study from the last few weeks that only happens through Jesus Christ, but that it is He who walks with us then every day. He's the one we can talk to every day. And so I want to read the last verse as our closing prayer, because I think it's a perfect way to end this study, but even to start each day. and then we'll hear a song that comes right from that verse. So would you pray with me? Our Father in heaven, let the words of our mouths and the meditation of our hearts be acceptable in your sight, O Lord, our strength and our Redeemer. Amen.
Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, my Lord. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable, be acceptable. For you are my rock, and you are my strength. You are my Redeemer, and I'll live for you, 'cause you died for me. I need you to guide me all of my life. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in your sight, my Lord. Let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable, be acceptable. You are my rock, and you are my strength. You are my Redeemer, and I'll live for you, 'cause you died for me. I need you to guide me all of my life. You are my rock, and you are my strength. You are my Redeemer, and I'll live for you, 'cause you died for me.